Bueno, estamos aquí en el Templo del Rock, en una entrevista exclusiva para la que es de Gathering, aquí en la ciudad de Bogotá, 22 de septiembre, gracias a Immigrant y Kaos Corporation. Tenemos entonces aquí a los hermanos Ruten y a Silje, y vamos a hacerles unas pocas preguntas. Hello guys, how's everything so far?
Really good, really good. We're enjoying it a lot. Meeting a lot of nice people here. Having a good time on stage and off stage.
It's your first time in South America?
No.
Not really.
No, we've been here before. I've been here twice, and you've been here?
Many times.
For Chile, yes. Chile. Yeah. For here, we are for the second time here. Well, the other ones had a problem with the airplane, but okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my first time here. So 11 years ago I didn't make it.
Oh, yes.
I think people know it a bit.
Yes.
The story.
So people were shocked that in that occasion. Yes.
Yeah, that we were stuck. But Sander was helping us out, the drummer,
Right.
from here, from Bogota, and
Yes.
it was really nice that he could jump in.
Yes. 11 years. It's incredible, but the good thing is that, we survived the pandemic. So we are alive doing the thing. I wanted to ask you first, what is the most satisfying learnings or experiences so far that you have in more than 3 decades playing with the Gathering?
Oh, there's so many, I think. It's very difficult, to choose one, But I always love to play live, And well, I think the most satisfying thing is, creating music, like with a bunch of people make something out of nothing. I think for me, but maybe for the others it's different, But for me, that's the most nicest thing. Yeah.
For me, it's a big chunk of your life. We started when we were 17. I was 17 years old. Now I'm 50. And that's all. The whole part is gathering, making music, and being a musician. So it's hard to say like one thing is nice. It's just my life. Everything is nice about it. So yeah.
That's so surreal because I was in high school in the 90s, and when we got access to the material from Century Media, bands like Samael, Tiamat, you guys, the CDs produced by Waldemar Soricha, it was incredible. It was so far for us from Latin America to actually have you guys here 3 decades later, or 11 years ago too. So it's there's a surreal element. Do you think you still feel that with the old school fans, or maybe the new fans?
Well, a lot has changed, of course, In that time, you didn't have internet, you didn't have to the YouTube channels and anything to check already your favorite band. You really had to go to a record store to find the music. So, yeah, what can I say about that?
Of course, we always have questions now about the COVID thing and how it has affected things. Of course, staying at home, not being able to tour, and the mindset of not only the fans but the musicians has changed. Do you think from starting out this 2022, things are going to be different? Did we learn something from the COVID thing?
Well, it's already different because the situation now with everybody touring in all the prices are getting really up as well because the demand of tour buses and equipment is big. So they turn up the prices. So that affects a lot the smaller bands because you can't afford it because you have to be 4 people on one bus to tour, which is can be a bit hard. So at least this year and probably a little bit next year, it's going to be like this. I don't know what's going to come out of it, but we'll have to wait and see. But some things will change for sure, I think.
And what have you offered to the band in these 14 years with the new sound that the gathering has? People always, of course, compare the days with Aneke and everything, but like you've been 14 years into the band, and it has shaped the sound of the band too. What can you tell us about those 14 years now with the gathering?
Well, of course, we have learned to work. We have learned to know each other better, both musically, and also all of us develop individually during the years. You change your style a bit. You change how you play and how you sing. Get influenced by something else, something new. So I think all of us has been through development, and as you know, the gathering is always making something different than what you used to do. Maybe since all these years, there's always a new album, maybe different sound, starting doom metal and ending up more electronic. So I think it's not like we make a plan. This album is going to sound like this. It just happens in a way. You just make music and then it ends up that way. It's not like we have a recipe.
And we always have, in South America, many people are very old school. They are attached to the 80s, 90s sound. But do you think that the fans and the people that follow you in social media and everything have really embraced the gathering sound nowadays? And it's no problem to play songs even from the Mandelion album and the new songs as well?
Yeah, I think so. Because it's not only music that changes, everything in your life changes as well, even to the listeners. And for me, as making the music, I can't make the 2 times the same kind of music. That would be boring, You want to change things. And also you listen not only to one kind of music. I can't believe that people will listen only to that one album and that's it. Then you are a bit nuts.
The truths, we call them here, like only the first 2 albums are the best.
Yeah, well, put them on and listen to them, that's okay for you. But I want to change things, I have to develop it. I'm creative, so I can't create all the time the same. That's not being creative, that's repeating. So, yeah.
All right. What things traveling so much now to Chile, with your wife is from Chile and everything, has your perspective changed personally and with the band too, getting to know more the South American vibe and the whole political and social situation in our countries?
I don't think the political situation is that different than from Europe. I think you can call it Western, what we are, from Mexico to Chile to here. But the biggest problem, there are no problems here, I think. There are big problems. What Russia is doing now, that's a bit nuts and crazy. And what we are doing as human beings to the earth is crazy. That's more what we have to think about and everything. Because there comes a disease up nowadays that affects so many people all over the planet. It's a warning, I think. It's made or not made. It's nature or an answer from the nature. Listen to that. We do something wrong. And with the pollutions and all the weather kind of changes and everything all over the planet, that's more important than thinking about like how is the political parts in a little part of the world. So
we had Gojira a couple of weeks ago here playing in Colombia, and they have a very strong ecology element, and I think we need to talk about that. And that's another question about the lyrics. Lyric wise, do you think we should still continue? A lot of old school music still talks about violence, corruption, all of these things, or we should experiment and include other topics maybe in the metal songs in bands, and it's okay.
About lyrics, you have to ask.
Yeah.
No, but this was more like a general question.
Well, yeah, but lyric-wise, also how's that shaped the gathering lyrics and the whole vibe of lyrics in the metal world?
Well, I think lyrics is also like music. You just, it's personal and it's part of the art. And of course, you can be political, you can be have a special message you want to send out, but of course, you have a responsibility from what you say, of course. But I think more important is what you actually do. Maybe not what you sing or say, but what you actually do and make a change.
Yeah, it's true. Like personal action, Yeah. Like I'm a language teacher and I work a lot with the ecology stuff, with Leonardo DiCaprio documentaries and things like that. So it's really good. Okay, what about Johannes? What about the social media? How has the gathering, embraced the social media or the streaming services versus the physical CDs thing? What can you tell us about that and your personal opinion and regarding the band too?
Well, of course, you have streaming services right now, and but they didn't. Well, it's something, It helped because everybody was downloading it for free, But it's not like the old days, that people really bought CDs. And I know in South America we didn't buy that much albums, in the past, and we still don't do that, That's or vinyl as well, and that's okay. But it changed. Also, that changed a lot. So I think the music industry is already under pressure for a long time, really. And this was one of the first things, and it happened already 20 years ago. The illegal downloading, etc. So yeah, the streaming. So yeah, of course we do social media, and we do it like other bands, and we try to be personal as well, and try to be close as well to people, and sometimes we react as well to questions, and so it's a good medium, But yeah, of course, the internet changed everything 20 years ago.
Do you think there's still a sense of pride in metalheads or rock fans that still have the nostalgic feeling and buy the albums and support the bands with T-shirts and merchandising, different from maybe other music genres?
I think it's less than, let's say, 20, 30 years ago, I think. With buying T-shirts, maybe not, maybe young metal bands, maybe they sell a lot. But of course, when you're getting older, I think it's a bit more difficult, to make T-shirts and well, unless of course you are a really nostalgic band, everybody wants a Motorhead T-shirt,
But some bands have told us, for example, Anvil and other bands, that they really make a living selling merch. They actually play live and sell merch, and because people don't buy CDs so much anymore, so it's sort of something that comes up with the rock and roll metalhead pride.
It is, and it's something very nice from the metal scene, that they are really buying things really physically, and they know that that bands are in danger, with the COVID, and of course in the past with the streaming, the illegal downloading. So it's really, really nice that these things, that they do this kind of thing. It's a very strong following. It always was, and it will always be, I think.
Right, let's couple of things. Why create the project Inhabitants? What's the idea with the Inhabitants project?
Habitants was more an answer of at the moment doing not much, and I love to play music. And if you have a guitar and you love guitar effects, and you make some kind of sounds I can't use for a gathering, so then I used it and restarted in a way to kind of another band. And that is how it started in a way, There's a lot of guitar effects, almost sounds like keyboards. But that's just totally something else than gathering, No.
So thank you for your time. It's really a humbling experience for us, to be here with you guys, following you 30 years ago. And any conclusion or things that you can tell us, like for this 2022, to support the band, to keep, supporting the bands, buying the merch, listening to the rock music. What is 2023 going to look for you and the gathering and you as a professional?
Oh, that's a big question. Well, we don't know, but I think we just have to continue do what we do and not give up. I don't think if you are a musician, you are a musician, and of course it's very important that we have somebody that wants to listen to our music. So of course we hope that people will listen to it, and at some point I guess will be some new music in the making, and hopefully some more shows. Yes. But at this point, do you want to add something?
I think it's nowadays, long-term plans are really difficult, I think. And it's, especially what René said, in Europe right now, it's crazy. There is a war going on in Europe itself right now. So I think it will affect us all in a negative way. So it's very difficult to say, like, okay, we're going to in 2024. As Celia also said, it's very difficult. It's the prices are sky high, so it's very difficult to have a long-term vision right now. So we just see what we can do.
And that's even makes it more, worthwhile, because there are like 40 shows here in Colombia with metal in these last 4 months, and it's insane. Today, Enciferum is playing in another venue. And we usually didn't have big bands like in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and now we have 2 or 3 sometimes in the same day. The budget is crazy. The Notfest is gonna happen in December, so people are saving for it, and it's very hard. All right, any conclusion?
Yeah, it's more. There's no conclusion here. It's just, everybody wants to survive. Yes. That's the conclusion.
You have to hang in there.
Hang in there.
Yeah,
exactly.
and it's surviving for bands, and you want to get. Also, we have to repeat or do again those 2 years that we have to do. Couldn't play live, so it's logic in a way, but also for fans didn't listen to music for 2 years. But they have to make now decisions like, where put I my money, in what band I want to see it, It's too much. Yeah.
Thank you for your time. Estamos aquí entonces en el Templo del Rock. Ya tendremos muy pronto esta entrevista también con las tomas que hicimos del concierto el día de hoy. Seguimos en sintonía.